UN Women recently released a 9.1 projection poverty rate towards women due to COVID-19. And today we have with us Ronika Mwimbire from Zimbabwe Women's Bureau, discussing and sharing the challenges that women all over Zimbabwe have faced due to COVID-19. Good day, my name is Nonhlanhla Ngwenya.
CORAH FM.
Ronika, as the director of Zimbabwe Women's Bureau, we know that you guys have done so much work over the years. You've done a lot to improve women's lives. You have done a lot to reach out to women in marginalized communities. And unfortunately, 2020 brought this pandemic, COVID-19. So what do you feel or what do you think are challenges to the progress that you had made so far?
Thank you very much, Nonhlanhla. Like you rightly said, a lot of efforts that the organization has done has been thwarted by the coming up of COVID-19. However, as women always, we don't lose hope. Our women do all sorts of projects within the communities. We have women farmers, we have women doing other non-agro entrepreneurship activities. So because of COVID, some of them could not get markets to sell their goods. For example, we have women who have tomatoes that went rotten because they could not find markets to sell. We had women who were caught up who were pregnant during the time. They had to deliver, but the health system then got affected. We also had a challenge around gender-based violence, which actually increased during lockdown period, where women had to stay indoors with their families. These situations were exacerbated by issues around lack of resources to support the families at times, and you then realize they would actually be fighting within the homes.
But Veronica, I don't know, maybe if you can shed more light, for people to understand there. Why would UN Women single out women as ones that are going to be affected more or pushed backward into poverty and not men?
Women are a special constituency that has always been disadvantaged. So it's quite well positioned that UN Women has highlighted these challenges that women are faced.
Okay, Ronika, maybe if you can share with us, do you have any specific projects maybe that you have that are targeted to women, and which women? Is it just marginalized women? Is it women in town, the working woman, or the woman in rural areas?
Our main thrust is with rural women. Okay. Yes, here and there, we get also women in the urban areas wanting the services that we offer. And one of the things that we have also noted is that at times we all think our services are needed in rural areas more than the urban areas. But when we interact with these women, we actually find that there is actually also a gap within the urban areas. With the coming in of COVID, it has become a bit of a challenge. Because when we do capacity building, we are used to the ordinary way of doing things. Getting to a space, gathering people, and being in front of them and training them. But this situation now has changed because of the coming in of COVID.
Now going forth, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Anything special that ZWB has for us?
Yes, it's coming, and it's one of the events that we have been commemorating. But we always encourage people to say, let's not wait for 16 days. Yes, it's important that there is 16 days, but we want the culture that we instill, that we give within the communities during the 16 days should prevail throughout the year. Yes, the coming 16 days we are going to be commemorating with our communities nationwide. We are a national organization. Yes, we have other spaces where we have our field staff in there. So in each and every district, we are active in 35 districts of the country. So in each and every district, we are going to have activities happening in terms of commemorating 60 days of activism. And with the UN Women supported project, yes, in Hopley and Epworth, we are going to be commemorating in a special way. We will be informing more on how we have planned to do it, because it's not business as usual.
Yes.
So we are still planning to see how we can do it.
Okay, maybe the last information that I really want to mine out of you. So now, with the 9.1% projection poverty rate by UN Women, what do you think, what's the future? What do you think should be done, not only by ZWB, but by each and every other women empowerment movement out there, or people in general and governments in general? What do you think should be done to at least counter this 9.1% poverty rate projection?
We need to work around restructuring and reframing our livelihoods for the women. I'm thinking starting from the national level, the government itself, we need to be working together, putting policies in place where these disasters happen. To some extent, there will be need to adjust one or two policies to be able to suit what is happening on the ground.
Thank you so much, Veronica. This was a very enlightening discussion, and I hope a lot of our women will get to see what you guys are doing, and especially those that are in Hopley, where you are doing an amazing job to counter gender-based violence. I hope someone, or some people, some women in particular, will be helped.
Thank you.
My name is Nonhlanhla Ngwenya, and we were discussing the effects of COVID-19 on women's lives. Thank you for watching.
Community Radio Harare, Nefe Nyuro Ye Harare.